I made a conscious choice this year that I'm going to stop making work my life. And I'll go into it, but I'm going to encourage you, stop making work your life. Stop doing it. You can still be a working professional, still make good money, still be working, but just stop making it your life. And what I mean by that is stop allowing that to be your contribution to society. A lot of people, I think, view their work as their contribution to society, and then they just check out the rest of the week. And I don't care how small your contribution is outside of work. Those are things that you should pour yourself into. Those are things that you should make your life. It could be as simple as hanging out with friends, starting a hobby, creating a business, making art, whatever it is. Make those things your life. This year, I realized the dangerous path I was on in terms of how much my work was affecting and dictating the choices that I made on a day-to-day basis. The stress, the anxiety, and the inability to do the things that I love to do just because I was working. For the longest time, I've been worried about, being so tired after work that I wouldn't have time to make art. And now I just make art. I don't even consider or worry about whether or not my work balance with art is going to even matter, because I'm going to do the art regardless. I'm going to live for that. Obviously, a lot of people go to the extreme. They go to quitting their job, and they do art full time or creativity full time. And obviously, I'm not there yet. I would love to make a business one day that would make it so that I could do something like that. But obviously, I'm not there yet. So it's just finding that healthy balance. A lot of us work these really draining jobs, and I think we use that as a justification, rightfully so, and sometimes unrightfully so. We're in a situation where you come home dog tired. We've all had it. You throw back a beer, you eat a pizza, you eat a late night snack, and then you go to bed, and then you repeat the day over and over and over until it's done ad nauseum. And then once you get to the weekend, you're so tired from all the work because you've not fed your soul even once. And then you're in a situation where you've not fed your soul, you've not maintained anything in any way, and you're in a situation where you have to literally spend all of your week relaxing. So many of my weeks are literally this. I get done, I spend time relaxing, and by the time I get back, I've relaxed enough that I can get back into this crazy grind. But if you push yourself a little bit harder during the week and give yourself goals that are personal goals outside of work, I guarantee you'll be able to do more than you ever thought you'd be able to do, A. And B, you will be able to feel more energized. Weirdly enough, I've been doing more work than I was doing previously. I'm still working the same hours, but I'm doing more work because I'm doing creative stuff as well. And I feel more energized now than I did when I was doing no work, because those aren't feeding my soul. Like that work isn't feeding my soul. And it can be really dangerous to be in a situation where you're only working for some other person's dream or some other person's belief, or a different company, and you're not even really investing the time that it would take in order to make your life the best it could possibly be. You don't even have to be successful at the things you do outside. They could just be things that make you happy. Let's say you want to review NASCAR or something. You want to review NASCAR races and you're just sitting around watching it. That might be the thing that keeps you from feeling burnt out at your job, keeps you from feeling stifled. I think that it's so easy to get trapped in this situation where you're like, I gotta make money. I have to put that priority over hobbies and passions. And everyone does that, and we all understand that that's a necessary evil in order to live. But don't allow that necessary evil to turn into complacency, because complacency breeds resentment at some point, because you're going to start resenting the fact you have no time, and you're going to start resenting the fact that other people are doing it even when they have the same amount of time as you. And I can tell you firsthand that is not a good way to live, because you're not going to feel fulfilled or happy, and you're going to feel a lot of depression in regards to that. So if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're feeling burnt out, I want you to carve out 2 hours or maybe an hour at the end of the night, and I want you to think about, what am I gonna do with my 1 hour? Is it gonna be playing the bass guitar? Is it gonna be painting? Is it gonna be creating YouTube videos? And then, tack on 2 hours in the morning as well. If you can do that, if you can get up a little earlier and a little later, you can go to bed a little later, you could be in a situation where at least at the beginning and end of the day, you're doing something for you. It's so crazy how much that will motivate you to enjoy your day by literally just knowing, hey, at the end of this day, I have something that I'm gonna do for me. I have something that I'm going to do for myself that's going to feed my soul and is going to make me feel better. I've never felt better than when I know I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 3 more minutes, and then I get off and then I'm like, okay, time to do the thing I wanna do. You should have a thing in your life that you wanna do that badly. It could literally be as simple as hanging out with friends. Maybe you have a friend you wanna see every, end of the night or something like that, or a group of friends and you wanna see people at the end of the night. It could be just simple as that. Just give yourself something to look forward to at the end of the day, because if you don't, you're going to start breeding resentment towards a job that might actually be necessary for you to survive. I think there's so much culture right now about like, quit your 9 to 5. And I'm kind of more in the perspective of, why don't you try to augment your life in a way where your 9 to 5 is only a part of your life. If you get, however many hours in a day, how many of those hours are you dedicating to your work? How many of those hours are you dedicating to your passion? You don't need to go from one extreme to the other, because a lot of times that will end up putting you in a situation where you need that other extreme again. So many people quit their job, their 9 to 5, get themselves in a terrible financial situation, burn out, then go back to a job that's even worse. Repeat cycle ad nauseum. I think that it's really important to be in a situation where you have a job that benefits you, you have a passion or a hobby that benefits you, and they work in conjunction. And maybe at some point that hobby can be your job, or you could create a business and that can usurp that, other part. But generally speaking, that's more rare until you've spent a decent amount of time at it. And the only way to kind of get to that place, in my opinion, is through consistency. And consistency begets working through, the hard days when you're putting out, a bunch of work emails on your computer and you have to work and it's tiring and you're exhausted. It's also creating videos at the same time or creating art at the same time. So I don't know if this is an interesting chat, but I did have some interesting thoughts about it for myself at least. I think it's been helping me kind of reframe everything when I talk on the front of the camera, because then I can sort of think about, how does this apply to my own life? So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll be back very soon to make more videos. Please subscribe if you'd like, okay?